Patrick?
Cheryl Wolkoff on behalf of the plaintiff. Not checked in.
Has not checked in, have I?
Yeah, we're here, Your Honor. Here, Your Honor.
Oh, no, he's here.
You've been here
WP 5.
for hours.
Okay, Ms. Luckoff, how much is owing on this?
Your Honor, a total amount due and owing $833.67, including court costs of $200.
All right, Mr. Patrick, how are we getting this paid?
This is Mr. Gray. Mr. Patrick just went to the bathroom for a second. I'm the one that's involved with this. I've filed paperwork with the United States Treasury for fraud. They owe me $11,000, and I just had that put in the mail earlier, about 4 days ago, and I'll have to contact them. In the interim, I get my Social Security. I'm 68 years old. I get my Social Security on the 1st. I'll do what I can about, we have next month's rent due. I'll see if I can come up with the $500 for the rent for this month or the next month, and a couple $100 to go against this until the Social Security people and Friends Indeed are also working with us on trying to get this resolved. It's
Okay.
a thing. It's
Gotcha.
a thing that's been hanging on me from the days of the shelter when a gentleman got a hold of my $11,000 Social Security check and cashed it.
Gotcha.
I've been going
Okay,
through, and I've been there. I spent a whole day there last week,
What-
Your Honor.
what's his time on the
A
first?
whole day.
Your Honor, if
Okay.
I may respond.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your Honor, my notes say that the defendant was supposed to provide some proof of the issues he's presenting to the court.
Yes, he was.
You made copies for me in the office. I got the copies right here.
Who made copies?
They made copies for me in the office. And I sent
Who
the
is-
originals on to down to Philadelphia, the dedication of the U.S.
Okay.
Treasury.
Who is they that made these copies?
Harbor One's management, whoever was in the office, made copies for me. I have them right here.
Your Honor, we probably made copies for him, but unfortunately, there wasn't anything submitted for us to keep on record. We just thought we were doing the gesture of making copies for him.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
if you needed, you could have made 2 copies and you kept one and I'll give you one.
Okay.
I can bring these back down. They can make copies of the copies.
Okay. Let's do that.
I know.
So I just need to know, Mr. Patrick, on the 1st, how much are you gonna pay?
I can come up with probably, we'll say 700, maybe 800, but I can't tell. I only get $1,100 a month. This is Mr. Gray now. This isn't Mr. Patrick.
Oh, okay. So now we
So-
switch. Okay, so
No, it's been the same one all along. Mr. Gray that's me. I've been doing all the talking here.
oh, that's right. Because what's his name went to the
So,
bank.
yeah, anyway,
Okay, so-
yes. Unfortunately, the rent is gonna be due again, so I don't want to be,
I
I
know.
can pay the previous and then we'd be talking next month again, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, we've been through this. I just need a dollar figure. And what time on the 1st can you get it paid?
Soon as the Social Security puts it right on my debit card, so as soon as I can get to some kind of money machine to get the cash. Probably give me an extra day because it goes right on a debit card. All my
Okay.
Social Security goes to a debit card.
Okay, I'm with you. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, sir.
You need to get the copies of the copies made,
Yes,
all
sir.
right? So that plaintiff has something, and then we can get it to the court. I'm not gonna require you to get it, Ms. Luckoff, if you get it, if you can send it to us. I'm going to adjourn this one over to September 8th at 10 a.m. And so Mr. Gray, I'm back to my initial question.
Yes, sir.
You can pay $600 to $700. Is that right?
Most likely more towards 7. I could pay 8. No, the problem is I only get $1,100 a month, Your Honor. I gotta live
I
on.
know, I
Your
know.
Honor,
All right. Yes,
If I get
I
the
just
other
want to make an
check
objection
straight-
here. I mean, my concern is monthly rent's $990.
whoa, hold it. That's
That's
not what
for
he
2
said.
of us.
That's for who?
That's for me and William Patrick. We split it down.
Oh, okay, so. So you're gonna pay 700, Mr. Gray.
And he'll pay his half of the next rent of next month. He owes, this is on me. This isn't on him. This
I'm
is my
asking for a
social-
judgment to be entered, Your Honor. I don't think it's fair to just keep adjourning this case out because one of the roommates doesn't have the money and I have no proof of any
No,
of
I
No,
this.
don't
hear-
have the
I
money.
hear you. I just was not clear
I wasn't
that
either.
was. All right, so
I have the
Mr.
paper.
Gray,
Yes,
is Mr. Patrick there?
he's right next to me.
Yes, I'm right here, Your Honor. I pay my 500 rent every month.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find no tribal issue. After a hearing, I think you're probably right. I'm just going to. And the total amount was 833,
0.67.
$833.67. You guys will need to get that paid. And I'll give you to September 8th to get that paid.
All right, Your Honor.
Otherwise, a writ will issue.
I got you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got another question. Is it gonna be a Zoom hearing, Your Honor?
For what? No, I'm done with you
Oh.
guys.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yep, have a good one.
Thank you.
You too. Arbor One versus Melissa Lee.
Cheryl Luckoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Miss Lee. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. We had a repair issue. Did we get that done?
Well,
My
part-
understanding, Your Honor, the repair was done, but Ms. Lee's indicating she still has some residual issues from before the repair was done. She told me today that there's some quote unquote mold and mildew. We can go back in and look at it. I don't think there's a question. There was a leak. It was fixed. It continued on for a bit. And I don't know how much you want me to get into it. The upstairs neighbors were using the water when they weren't supposed to, so we had to redo this a few times. But my understanding is the leak's been fixed. But Ms. Lee believes that she has some residual mold and mildew that we need to take a look and see if that's just something that's, well, has it been cut out? And Amy can step in and let me know if I'm omitting anything. And also just to see if there's anything else. But it looks to me like rent hasn't been paid for several months. So I would ask, it looks like we have June, July, and August due, if I remember correctly.
No, I
Um,
did pay June. It's just July and August.
All right, let me just take a peek here. I would just ask if we could put an escrow order in or just adjourn this out. If we adjourn it out a week, we don't need an escrow order, but yeah, that's correct. It is just July and August. So we can just go back in and take another peek at it.
Okay. Is that all correct, Miss Lee?
Yeah, they did do the ceiling repair on the 21st, and I was there. When I spoke with Amy on the 10th, she said that they were hiring a plumber, and that did happen. Then the ceiling repair was on Monday the 21st, and I was at the apartment. But she also stated that they would treat and clean up the mold and mildew because it keeps seeping in. I mean, in the walls, in the ceiling, it's black mold, it's mildew, it's horrendous. But the only thing that the repair guy did was just patch the hole, scrape the walls and paint. So I'm already seeing, and this was just Monday, I'm already seeing the fail, the little sign of the tint. It's already starting to turn a rust color. So
Gotcha.
the mold and the
Okay.
mildew is still an issue.
Would they be able to get somebody in if I adjourn it out a week? Are they gonna be able to get somebody in to take a look at it?
Amy?
I definitely can get someone in. And from my understanding, the hole was actually opened up and cut out. And my guys, when they cut it out, they actually did do a mold and mildew treatment. And then what happened is before we sealed the hole, the neighbor upstairs, after sending Associated Plumbers to fix the problem, was supposed to let it cure for like 24, 48 hours. And they did not. And then it came flooding back down into her apartment. So with that being said, yes, I can re-enter, but if the hole is sealed, I will have to cut in and reopen the situation up, which I'm willing to do, but that may take a contractor.
Got it.
Your Honor, let's
Okay,
set it out
let's,
2 weeks then, if that's
2
okay.
weeks. All right. What time? 10 a.m. September 8th, 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
And then can
Thank
we
you.
have September rent put into escrow so this doesn't get too out of hand?
And Miss Lee,
Yes,
I'm gonna order that September rent will be placed into court escrow. So
Okay.
I need cash brought to the court and paid into escrow, okay?
okay, how do I do that?
Which part?
Put it into escrow. I mean, this is all new for me.
Okay, how much is your monthly rent?
I think it's 1275.
$12.75.
Yeah,
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to bring $1,275 in cash to the court. I've
okay,
marked the file that it's escrow. They'll take that, they'll give you a receipt. The court will hold it in escrow until the repairs are done or until we can resolve it.
okay.
Okay?
All right,
All right, ma'am.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Six Trails versus Justin Reeves.
Cheryl Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Justin Reeves.
All right, Mr. Reeves. And where are we on this case? How much do we have owing?
Actually, nothing. This case will be
Wow.
dismissed.
Wow. Well, look at Mr. Reeves. He's gonna sit up there and shake like he's done something.
It wasn't quick, but I did something.
Yeah, no, I had all the faith in the world you'd get it done. This case is dismissed without prejudice. How many times have you been here? Oh, man, I'm gonna miss you, but, okay.
I'll see you next time. Hopefully there isn't a next
Oh,
time.
Hopefully
no,
not,
don't say
right?
that, okay? We'll see each other. Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Six Trails versus Charles Butler.
Cheryl Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your Honor, Seth Goldner on behalf of Mr. Butler. Good to see you again. Thank you.
Good seeing you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, where are we on this, folks?
Your Honor, as you know, I wasn't here last week, but my understanding was discovery was requested and denied. So then Mr. Goldner had requested several documents from me, most of which I did not feel were relevant to the action. I did provide him a lease and a ledger. And there was an issue that he brought indicating that the proper plaintiff wasn't named, so forth and so on. And my simple question is he in possession or is he not in possession? If he's living there, he owes the rent. If he's not, we can dismiss the case. He is in possession. So I did provide him the actual lease and the ledger. And I don't think there's anything else that we need at this point. The court may feel differently, but that's my position.
All right, Mr. Goldman.
Your Honor, I did ask for information on the exact day that you told me to do so by email, which was a week ago Friday. Ms. Luckoff's office was able to provide me a legible lease almost immediately, but we did not get the ledger showing their math and computations until about, I'd say, within the hour. So I've had a chance to look at it, but I have not had, my client has not had a chance to review it in detail and compare it to his records, et cetera. So I'd say it's an open issue. We're disputing the balance that's claimed due, and my client claims that promises were made in exchange for an interim payment to not institute this action for possession. This morning, I reached out to Ms. Luckoff with a offer of settlement at 9:22 a.m. with an email. I understand that for whatever reason she didn't see it. I don't think her clients had a chance to look at it. I mean, at this point, I would ask for a continuance so that the attorneys can possibly discuss this resolution and get it done, or we can set the matter for a jury trial. My client paid his jury demand last Friday. However the court wishes to proceed. I'm more than happy to talk to Ms. Luckoff.
I don't even know what I'm trying.
Right.
Well, Your Honor, we're arguing it was a wrongful eviction action. We're arguing that my client, that their accounting is wrong and they've misapplied or charged him things that they shouldn't charge, and therefore he wouldn't have been in arrears. Our other position is that at the end of July, he made a payment, and his understanding was that payment was to keep him in the place based on a verbal promise. And, apparently this action was started regardless. So he doesn't feel that he's been, I guess you'd say he thinks he's been cheated, that they snaked money out of him with a promise that they'd work with him. And then they started this action and have been continuing it. So, I'd love to talk it over in detail with Ms. Luckoff. I don't know that she's even had a chance to discuss our offer with her client, but what does the court want to do?
Well, if I can respond, Your Honor, I have discussed this with my client and they're not willing, they've rejected the offer. This is not complex. There was a zero balance at the end of June. So we're talking about 3 months rent. It's something that can very easily be reviewed right this moment if necessary. I don't see there's any basis. Today's the time and date set for trial. And I've not heard, you've indicated, Mr. Goldner, that your client disputes the amount of rent that's due and owing. I mean, I could go through it with you right now, but what is the dispute? You say they're misapplied payments. Are there payments that you state he's made that are not reflected? I mean, he has access to this ledger as well as I do. Well, he has more access than I do. But what exactly is inaccurate about anything? What payments haven't been applied?
Well, first,
if you're alleging that, I just want to know what specifically you mean.
Well, first and foremost, today is not the trial date. We were continued from last week.
Okay, all right. This just seems like you want to just argue about something that it's not even there. I mean, I'm dealing with hundreds and hundreds of these, and this really is math.
My client, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. You guys want to try to work it out? You can work it out, but I don't know that I'm going to sit here and listen to this because I don't hear any specifics, Mr. Goldner. I just don't. So I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to set this out to September 8th, 2023 at 10 a.m. I'm going to order the defendant to place September rent into escrow. That's in the amount of $1,095. That has to be cashed to the court on the date that his rent is ordinarily due.
All right, and Your Honor,
Thank you, Your Honor.
If I may, I'd like to answer your questions. This ledger, which I only saw today after requesting it a week ago, and I only saw it a half hour.
I heard you the first time. Now I'm going to give you 2 weeks to go through it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Court calls case 6 Trails versus Charlene Case.
Carol Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Miss Case. Charlene Case, you need to unmute.
Yep, sorry about that. Thank you.
It's okay. All right. How much is owing on this?
Still not due and owing $2,169.
What do you have to say about that, Miss Case? How are you going to get this paid?
I'll have it taken care of by Thursday.
By Thursday, the 31st?
The 31st, yep.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this out to the 1st.
Yep.
At what time? That's at 9. At 9 a.m. If you have it paid by the 31st, I'm sure they'll dismiss the matter and then we'll just move forward, okay?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Is that it? That's it.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You too.
All
Have a
right.
great weekend.
You do the same.
Thank you.